Where do you see math in your everyday life?
I see math in my everyday life when I'm driving and I see the speed limit signs on the road. I really have to take a quick look then at my speedometer to make sure that I'm going the right speed, and then I subtract if I'm going too fast, or I add if I'm going too slow. Sometimes I find out I do a lot more subtracting than adding.
Do you enjoy math?
I do enjoy math in a couple of ways. I enjoy it because I know I'm able to use it to a certain degree in my everyday life to add, subtract, to figure out certain things, to help do budgets for my job. I also know that there's a whole lot more math that I don't understand that helps explains a lot of things about science, about how the planets move, about things that are all around me, but I just don't know them because I might not have been given enough math training when I was younger.
In what facets of life do you rely on intermediate math skills such as problem solving and mental math, two of our major focuses in the BLC?
Probably the largest application of those kinds of skills are when I do the budgets for my job, when I have to track the amount of money that I'm spending, find out how much that I have that's left, and then figure out where the money is going. That also helps a lot when I'm trying to figure out where the money is going with my family's household, to find out how much we're spending on certain things, and to find out how best to budget, to plan ahead, and also to not do certain things when I find out that I spend too much.
What do you think of when you hear math?
When I think of math, I immediately think of numbers and doing things with numbers. I think of all the math classes I took when I was a kid. Sometimes I was a little bit intimidated by that, and as an adult, I realized that there's a whole lot more to math than just numbers.
Are there any famous mathematicians that come to mind when you hear math?
Well, the first famous mathematician that I hear a lot of course, is Fibonacci, and that's because a certain member of my family talks a lot about Fibonacci. But I know that there are others as well. I'd like to know the person who invented what's called the perfect square. That's where you take a set of numbers and you set them like in a 4 by 4 or a 10 by 10 grid, and no matter what direction you add them, it always ends up in the same number, the same amount. Actually, it's called a magic square.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much has math helped you in life?
I would definitely say I would give it an 8 as far as how it's helped me in life, because you need math to do things every day.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how difficult is your math?
I would say about a 4 or a 5. A lot of what I do as a teacher and as someone that manages people doesn't necessarily involve math all the time, but there are a lot of places where math does figure in and is important.
How old do you think a person should be when they first learn math?
The younger, the better. So I think that little kids, even preschoolers, much like my own preschool age daughter, are learning things about math, how to count, how to group things, how to do things to different groups. The sooner a person can do that, the better.
How much do you expect math to affect an average person?
I expect math to affect an average person every single day, because an average person has to figure out how much gas they have in their car, how much money they have in their pocket. They need to figure out a little bit about how much money they're making in a given year in order to plan for the future, and how certain things around them are going to impact what they're making and how they need to plan ahead.
Do you think math affects everything?
Math does affect everything: the movement of the planets, the movement of atoms in your body, the way chemicals work, the way airplanes fly in the sky. Math really does affect everything and touches on different subjects like physics, chemistry, astronomy. It even figures in writing too, when you have to count out certain paragraphs and certain sentences in order to write an essay. There is math everywhere.
And thank you.
Thank you.